Pues aquí estoy un día más con el Honkai Star Rail. Nada, y no tengo mucho tiempo para jugar, pero avanzaré un poco y tal. A ver, igual este capítulo es un pelín más corto, pero bueno. Voy a avanzar un ratillo y tal, a ver. Vamos a ir tranquilamente. Vale. Ah, bueno, me quedé por aquí, sí que estaba farmeando y tal, pero nada, vamos a ir a la misión principal. Esta estaba haciendo. Vale, tengo que decidir el destino de Robin. Vamos para allá a ver. Vale, entonces a ver qué decisión hay que tomar. Apoyar a Robin en su decisión de emprender el viaje, evitar que Robin se vaya de viaje. Vale, yo creo que la vamos a apoyar, ¿no?
I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the harmony.
Se acerca el final de la historia de COLONIPENAL y luego ya nada, luego ya iré haciendo las nuevas misiones que han sacado y tal, a ver.
How sorrow and even despair set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but indefinite.
So what is your definition?
Good question. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known as that is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor face the weaknesses of humanity. Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract. So allow me to provide a simple example. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given the chance to extricate themselves, and it is only on these days that people do not have to adhere to the law or the strong. From where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession of Sunday. And thus, every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars. There would be no need to bear the Miss Firefly. You who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome.
It sounds... But...
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained for everyone.
Awakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality.
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering.
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words, it is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as for why life slumbers, it is because we are afraid. But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly...
I admit that you are a born leader. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices, the want to escape, may be innate in the weak. But whether they are trapped in your mind. Because I don't.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give you. We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr. McHale instructed before. Tell him our choice.
What?
Does this place ring any bells, me?
I don't.
It's the realm within a dream. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales, so I thought you... I'm counting on you then.
Himeko,
I wasn't sure. It was... Exactly. This is... The question now is... We're drawing closer to the truth once more. Let's give Misha some time.
all right, but I guess.
Vale, hay que seguir a
I'm not
misa.
entirely sure, but
Vamos, quiero echar algún
Let's give it a
combate, coño, me aburre tanta charla, a ver.
wait, you meant weird. If I remember correctly, and the room. Hold on.
This could be a case of amnesia, since this place seems familiar to you.
Yeah, then. Mikhail, so. I'm sorry.
Anything special about...
Mikhail? Grandpa?
But we haven't heard anything. Could you tell us more about...
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa, because that would make him sound old. Every time he came back, he'd share his log.
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do. So, where is your grandpa now?
He went off on a new journey. So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville?
TikTok. Is it something very important?
I heard some...
You and origami
Yeah. They follow Miss Mirror's orders.
sailors?
Could you tell us more about the compass, Misha?
The compass is a ship bound for...
That's a great story. But
Huh? Weird.
perhaps Clocky?
I think... I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead. Look, there it is!
The water resembles every time I gave...
Have you recalled anything?
Yeah. He often said that there was a moment...
You know. I'm not an...
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their...
Yeah. Well, Grandpa was at home back then.
It seems this Mikhail is truly a seafarer and has nothing to do with the
sueño,
watchmaker.
No, pero intentaré continuar a ver
Based
un
on Misha's...
But this
ratillo.
raises more questions.
No, pero así relajado
I'm
tampoco.
sorry.
Ve.
I don't know. Perhaps I'll... No.
Vale, quiero echar
we
algún
should turn
combate.
left here.
Me estoy aburriendo.
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
This is it. Up ahead is Grandpa's study. It was in that room that I...
Vale, ahí hay un puzzle.
The atmosphere in this...
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky, you're here!
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that Sigo?
Yeah. Whenever he described our world to ensure that everyone had on that day, I asked him if I could go with him.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky. An ocean of stars. He spoke of a train that he said that he knew the crew on.
A train?
It's the Astral Express. Then he gave his pocket watch to me. He said, as long as I kept the distant sound of a train.
Exactly, Misha! And
Yeah.
please stay tuned.
Vale, me he equivocado de botón. Vale, tengo que observar el puzzle, a ver.
This is the dream
Pero le
jigsaw,
faltan
right?
piezas,
So we're
¿no?
supposed to find...
Do you remember? You said...
Hey, the shape...
Looks like we're just one...
Vale, ya las tengo. Vamos a completar este puzzle. Vale, esa la dejamos para más adelante. A ver, vale, estaba ahí. Estaba aquí. Vale, estaba aquí. No, vale, así va. Y esta pues irá así. Vale, ya está. No ha sido fácil.
This is it. While I spent my time waiting here, I learned how to repair.
So, this build...
Yes, but this dream bubble...
Wait. Why does it feel...
Marge, do you remember...
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But we...
Looks like everyone on the Astral...
The answer lies in the Astral Express. And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason... A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few.
But Misha can see Clocky too, right?
That's the key to the mystery, March. Have you ever seen anyone outside of...
Wait.
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is... I should have stayed here and waited for you.
So it's not that the watchmaker and the whistle you heard.
That's one way to see it. But I believe there... How about we start with your...
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. I was born on Lusaka, in the Presmere system. Adopted by seafarers. Mikhail Char Legwork. Or simply, Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar...
So, you're...
Unfortunately. As for the child who has been with you. And this also marks
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame, which I so cherished, in my deepest dream. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
Because I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. The one who brought our unconscious friend here.
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. But in the end, you found me. If I may apologize for this. I left my homeland as a child and embarked. I've been moving forward all my life. doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in life. So, if you ask what's left within this war, now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you. For the path of Trailblaze is never. All I have for you is a story and 2 gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, and my hat too. The one who navigated for me placed it on my head. Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
All right, everyone. Let's make it. Although I don't think anyone will have any objection.
Of course.
In that case, then let's proceed together to the end.
Vale, continuemos a ver si ya hay algún combate.
Mikhail, where?
Someone has to step up and save Lusaka.
Please don't go. And if you must.
Even without me, you know how to proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass. Now go! Board that.
Where are you going, Mikhail?
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor.
Wait, first tell me.
Yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and the...
Well, it's the hands, Mr. Amundsen. Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction.
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train?
But I only know how to...
Don't worry. You've got what it takes.
Where are you going, legwork? I'm staying in Astana. I see. This place reminds you of home. The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory. Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Yeah. This is Mr. Amundsen. When he departed, farewell, legwork.
Don't worry, Micah. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only...
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan? The cosmos is way more dangerous now.
But what will happen to Penacony? Tiernan. How could I ever... We Nameless won't stop if I don't come back in one piece.
Where are you going?
Oh, you're...
Answer my question.
Relax, Gallagher.
Oh, come on! Aren't all your ideas just ways to get yourself killed? If you died...
Yes. I'm afraid that we'll organize a festival.
So...
Desperate. Make sure to send an invitation.
Misha!
Oh. Last night,
Write it down?
Oh. So...
Of course! You told...
Yes. But I was a kid. And there I wanted to have a pocket.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was so... You and the watchmaker.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else.
Vale, ahora estoy manejando a Misa. No sé si lo tenía este personaje, creo que no. Ah, no me deja ver la información, coño. A ver qué hace y tal, a ver.
Wait a sec!
I've traveled far enough. Oh. No, I'll stay here. And then... this is where...
This is... where it ends? What do you mean? You told me that the trail...
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destiny.
My next destination? Misha? You're acting weird today. If you're feeling...
No, I'm not feeling down. As for clockwork, yeah, it resolves all problems in this dream. So, do you know what clockwork actually is?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. But don't worry. Whether it's calming, happy, angry, or sad, all they need is a little nudge to take that step toward where they truly belong. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork, the will of the trailblaze. Clocky's hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and
Vale,
weakness.
vamos a ver esta cinemática.
But
A ver.
ultimately, people still
Me
need to
estoy
move
quedando
forward.
dormido.
Just like your hands. Always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors forswore, and venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to order.
Vale, creo que se viene combate, a ver.
Believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond?
Well, there might be another possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, since the future of the stellar
Vale, no, aquí no se va a librar el combate final, yo creo. Va a ser en el teatro
Let's
ese.
draw a conclusion there. In all,
Sí,
if you
vale.
truly
Ahí es donde
believe in
va a concluir la historia de COLONIPENAL.
show me their courage and determination.
No sé si me va a dar tiempo a hacerlo en este capítulo, a lo mejor lo hago en el siguiente. Bueno, de momento vamos a ir yendo para allá.
Unknown to each other, yet united in purpose, we make the same choices.
Vale, toca hablar con los compañeros.
Does that mean he wants to fight us during the Charmony Festival?
I'm afraid so.
This is weird. Aren't arc villains usually plotting some dirty
Well, in my opinion, Sunday I sensed a strong conviction. That's why he'll
Vale,
get
entonces nos vamos a tener que enfrentar a Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. We've even...
Anyway, we can't leave the Stellaron unchecked. Now that we've taken up the mantle,
However, The same apply the desire to dream. They've harnessed the will.
What do you mean?
I believe Firefly.
Before I left, the Destiny slave told me that this journey would bring because one of the lines said, I'll
3 times?
The first time was a painful death when I was stabbed by the Blade of Dormancy. So now I've understood the meaning of my second death. And I am prepared to face it. Only by achieving victory in this battle can we secure a future for Penacony.
The most terrible form?
The true death. Where everyone in Penacony loses themselves completely in the eternal sweet dream of the Order.
We must do everything we can.
Have you made up your...
Yes.
Thank you again for your assistance for the astral
Yeah.
Vale, otra cinemática
I
de...
dreamed of a scorched earth.
Everyone, are you ready?
A new shoot sprouted from the earth. It bloomed in the morning sun and whispered to me. Like fireflies to a flame, life begets death. May we meet again in reality.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history, and the Everflame Mansion will take its place. That's your next stop.
Land of the dreams.
I hope you find whatever you seek there. Be it...
You mean,
Silverwolf told me about it.
well, I want to live. I'm never people die. We have...
Do you exist just...
Are you not the same, Blade? Like, if I were to die now, I would only, though its definition escapes me. Isn't this the answer that ordinary people look for? Their whole tombstone that belongs to it will bear the name.
That's quite unexpected, old man. I can sense that this false sweet dream is coming to an end. The Nameless, mate, it's a shame you won't be able to see it firsthand. Yeah, not just those Nameless. Even Mr. Wings is just like you. But in the end, we met, well, I don't know if they really meant it, but then I'll be joining you soon, you old fool. Let's get together and have supper again. Oh, here's to you.
Vale, se acerca el gran final de COLONIPENAL.
To the imperfect.
Pero nada, lo veremos en el siguiente capítulo porque ahora no tengo mucho tiempo para avanzar, a ver.
It's a shame, these berries.
Seriously? I didn't know this fruit is... It becomes... Have you...
Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. The flavor wasn't exactly sweet, but it left a lasting impression. Don't worry about it.
Well, congrats. By the way...
No, I had a companion and... She...
Well...
Condolences.
That's proof that you're...
Or...
Afraid.
I'm afraid I'll forget the 30 days. I fear that those vivid red...
Hard to imagine.
Because... as long as this red color still lingers. In the end...
The one blessed by the sleeping... But you're right about one thing. After
When will this rain?
Perhaps...
Vale, quedan 4 horas para que empiece el festival.
Named Biaris Scamandros, Don Hung. Half an amber era ago, the family held an unprecedented festival there.
Do you think the same thing will—
Yes. Or how else can we explain it?
Because of the nihility, I'm rarely affected by the power of other paths. But somehow I can
I would disagree. Biaris Scamandros is not part of the credit system or connected to the Silver Rail. It's nothing more. If the family messes with Penacony, that would be like declaring war on almost half of the—
No, they don't.
What do you mean?
The path in Penacony is impure.
Do you remember the ancient swarm disaster? Tazeron, 2 paths lost their eons in that war. The propagation and the order. Coincidentally, their downfall—
Shipe, the Harmony. Legend has it that they participate—
Holy forgaroni. So you're saying that the 2 leaderless—
But I don't see any descendants of the propagation in Penacony. Could it be that the remnant—
I can't say for sure, but they're
Holy wobble-boo. Now, this is getting way too complicated. Is this why you want us to leave Astana right away? Are you giving up?
The Charmony Festival will start soon.
I have another plan.
Hold on.
Exactly. The assistance from the—
Think it over.
I have considered it thoroughly. My companions are—
Pues se va poniendo emocionante la historia. Vale, quedan 3 horas para que empiece el festival.
Are you the only one here, my child? The nameless is quite the
Mucha charla y poca acción. En este capítulo no me he hecho ningún combate, pero bueno. Pero nada, se va poniendo interesante la historia. A ver si en el siguiente capítulo podemos ver el desenlace de Colonipenal.
What do you mean, Master? I'm right here in front of you.
Ahora ya cuando dejen de hablar lo voy dejando.
But the plan has changed. As her brother, I know she doesn't want to sing for the Order. So I'll take her place.
You've always been wise beyond your years. I'm sure you understand the consequences of your choice.
If you consider this a betrayal, well, there can't be 2 sons in this.
Do you believe?
If karma exists, then everyone has their own karma. You have yours, and I have mine. And my karma has nothing to do with it.
All right. Since you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her, I'll grant your wish.
Well, the compromise came sooner than expected.
You and your sister were born as twins of the Order. Of course. The opening is near. Go, my child. Seize the power of the Harmony and reveal your karma.
I have one final question, Master. Why did you choose to bring the Order to Penacony? Wouldn't it have been better to choose a desperate world instead of a city filled with hope and dreams?
It's for justice, my child. If we lose justice in our hearts, we'll make...
So, it's not you who manipulates them?
Well, that's where our conversation ends. Go ahead. The 107,003...
I shall ascend to the heavens. Bathed in my light, my people shall flourish, while all evil shall be eradicated.
Vale, quedan 2 horas para que empiece el festival.
It's quite exhilarating to be flushed into the air by...
And not only that, the entire theater is... Even if we're late, a grand theater. Let's explore.
Vale, estamos en el teatro. Vale, de momento lo voy a ir dejando aquí. Si lo voy a ir dejando aquí, nada, espero que os haya gustado esta parte del juego y a ver, yo creo que ya en el siguiente capítulo vemos el gran desenlace de COLONIPENAL. A ver si el enemigo final no me derrota, o sea, y tengo que farmear para derrotarlo, no sé, a ver. Eso no sé, o sea, sé cuál es el enemigo final, porque lo vi hace tiempo y tal, pero no sé a qué es débil, no me acuerdo, a ver. Bueno, ya eso ya lo iremos viendo en el siguiente capítulo. Pues nada, yo me despido y nos vemos en próximos vídeos. Venga, adiós.